overall, good changes, needed changes. Still need some other stuff, though. Biggest things, Azos staff being able to close the high-end portals, and server transfers going live. And the time to declare war timer now being on there. Those are probably the three big TLDR changes of here. A lot of other kind of smaller things like that. And buy the market up of refining reagents and just sit on it for like a week. All right, let's see. New World Update will release for the region Central Europe, blah, 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 blah. It's releasing now. That's why we're talking about it, because the servers just went down. All right, greetings, adventurers. You know, we're going to zoom in here and have a look-see at this. All right, greetings, adventurers. With this update, we have laid the final groundwork for the server transfer feature. We've also included a swath of bug fixes, thanks to all those who helped us track down these issues through their reports on the official New World forums. Before we dive into the details on exactly how the server transfer works, our plan to roll it out to all regions, and our list of bug fixes, we want to thank everyone who has supported New World in our first few weeks after launch. Aw, you are welcome, Amazon. To show our appreciation for your patience, we are granting all players the Stoic in-game title. This title is meant to thank all those who, as the title description states, showed solid resolve in the face of epic wait times. Title will be automatically granted to your character and can be equipped by navigating to the character menu, selecting the bio tab, selecting change in the title section of the screen. It may take up to a day for the Stoic title to appear in the list of available titles. You know what is ironic about this, and I find this pretty funny, is that after all this, one, they're giving everybody, here, you get an in-game title. Let's be honest, probably like nobody's going to use. For anybody who had the game in the first 3 weeks. So it's just a title that everybody gets, so most people aren't going to use it because whatever. So consolation prize. Second part of it is this whole, it may take up to a day for the Stoic title to appear in the list of available titles. So not only... So you're getting a reward for waiting this whole time and dealing with wait times, and the reward is a title that you have to wait for. Moving right along. We've also added the waiting emote in the in-game store for free as an additional thank you. All right. To claim the emote, navigate to the in-game store and select the emotes tab, where you'll find the waiting emote available for free. Emotes are account bound, so you'll only need to claim it once on your Steam account, even if you have 2 characters. Very disappointed that you don't look at your watch during this. I know you don't have a watch, but it would have been a hell of a lot cooler. But, you know, they didn't have to, I'm just joking and memeing. They didn't have to give us anything, honestly. So, giving a title and an emote is cool. All right, main focus, spotlight, character server transfers. Well, we want everyone to find their long-term home in a tournament as soon as possible. Also want to ensure that the process is safe and ready for everyone to use. We've been hard at work on the feature and testing it for the past 2 weeks, but because this feature is brand new, we've decided to take a safe, incremental approach to rolling out transfers to all players. I don't like the way that that's worded to start. Let's see what they say. When all worlds are back online from downtime, our plan is to monitor the framework we created without turning transfers on immediately. Once we have confirmed that the framework holds up at scale, we'll turn on character server transfers in the Utopia world first in the AP Southeast region. We'll closely monitor transfers in this world. If anything out of the ordinary occurs, our team will need to make manual interventions. All goes well, we will turn it on for the rest of AP Southeast and continue monitoring. If after 8 hours our team hasn't discovered any issues, we'll fully deploy character server transfers to the other regions. All right, so what that's saying is that when the servers come back on in a couple hours, we're still not going to have server transfers until 8 hours after that. However you feel about that. I understand from a standpoint of it, but I thought that's what they were doing for the past week that they were talking about this, was testing out the framework and testing it all out. But whatever. Thank you to our Southeast players for helping us ensure this feature is ready for the worldwide rollout, and thank you to everyone for your understanding and patience. Please stay tuned to Play New World and our forums for the latest updates. Oh, I follow this fucking thing, and I tweet at them all the time. And I hate to break it to you there, Play New World, but you've been kind of server media blackout quiet for a little bit now, only like retweeting other people's contents and all that. There hasn't really been any actual stuff posted, I feel like. Please review the video and FAQ below so you can understand how the transfer process will work, the limitations, and how it impacts your character. Each player will receive 1 free character transfer token. See, that's where I'm not sure that I like. Before we watch this, and I'm going to throw out my initial knee-jerk thing, I don't think I like the fact that everybody's only getting 1 free transfer token. I feel like with after all this and the way that this is all rolling out, and just the way that it's been delayed, the promises that have kind of been broken, and everything else, like, I feel like you should get 2. Because it is very possible that you're going to like, server transfer over in and try to group up with your friends, and then, you know, that server is shitty, and now you're stuck there, and you're like, well, shit, I should have just stayed on my other one, or vice versa. Obviously, you know, that can happen all around, in any game and all that, but character transfers, I don't believe what they say, because this feature is brand new, you know, that kind of thing. I call nonsense saying that they didn't have server transfers on the mind, like, moving forward as something in the game. If they didn't have server transfers, I'm pretty sure there was a tab. People were like, oh, the tab showed up for buying the world transfer thing from the store. Pretty sure that was there from day one. I'm like 90% sure I saw it there day 1. 2, to launch an MMO in this day and age and not have server transfers, whether paid for from in-game currency or something like that, is just ignorant. So if they didn't have the idea of allowing people to world transfer on their horizon and on their timeline, that's just bad on their end from an MMO standpoint. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just, yeah, terrible. Absolutely terrible. That they didn't plan that ahead. I'm sorry, but that's just my knee-jerk thing. I definitely think that each player, because we'll receive 1 free character transfer token, which means after that you can buy them, which, like I said, was on their plan from the beginning. But now, after all this, you transfer over with your friends, or you transfer back, whatever have you. You transfer to them, and then you realize, oh, well, this server now, thousands of people just transferred out because of the shit server and completely changed. Now, okay, now your guild wants to go over here because, you know, everybody can group up over here and do better because it's a predominantly purple, you know, server. Now, half the people have to pay for a second one or whatever. I just give 2. How fucking hard is it? I'm not saying, like, give 5 or 10 for people to jump fucking servers from forever, but after all the shit that you promised and everything else, like, I think giving 2 would have been a little bit... Give everybody an extra token and take away the fucking stoic in-game title. Anyways, let's look at this. Oh, nope. All right. Go into the store so that way you can see all the stuff that you can buy. Go to the world transfer thing, which I'm pretty sure, once again, has been there since the beginning. It's going to cost 50K? No, that has to be how much they have. Wait. Okay, yeah, no. 50K is how much they have. All right. I was gonna fucking say. And it's per account. So, if you have multiple characters on different things, you only get 1 free one. So, you get to pick who you want to move to a different server. And then after that, you're going to have to buy it for other characters if you have multiple ones or whatever. But after all this, you get to pick which character you want to transfer, and that's it. Either way, you wouldn't be able to put... You can't have more than 1 character in a server, a world set, but still. Like, you should be able to, like, 1 per character. Anyway, so you do that. Click that. You select world. All right, hold on. Let's read this. It must be in a sanctuary. Before transferring, you cannot belong to a company, so you have to leave your company. You cannot have active trading posts, buy, sell orders for transferring. So you have to sell or take everything off that you are selling in the town halls. So you have to go around every place that you've been selling shit and take it all off. Your friends will be erased and will not carry over. Well, that's just depressing to think about. Your friends list will be erased and will not carry over. All right, I guess list is better. I only read your friends will be erased. Oh, so that's it. Okay. I mean, pretty simple and straightforward. Transfers are non-refundable. All right. Enjoy your new home. How do I... Okay. So this is just what they showed in the thing. Log into your character. Waiting in any applicable queues. There will be a new tab in the endgame store. I mean, that tab's been there. Need to leave your company. You need to remove any trading post sell orders. Character must be located in a sanctuary. What comes with me? Character progression, inventory and storage, all currency, houses and housing decoration, and all your quest progress. All right. What does not transfer? Company membership needs to be terminated and will not carry over. Active trading post sell orders must be removed. I mean, that doesn't transfer because you just had to get rid of them. Friends list is world specific. Where can I move my character to? Move your character to any world in your region except a full world, a world under maintenance, or a world set that you have an existing character on already. Will there be opportunities to transfer again if I choose the wrong world? World my friends chose filled up, or I regret choosing the world I transfer to. Transferring again will require an additional token. Our team will continue monitoring world populations, queue times, and will evaluate the need for an additional wave of server transfer tokens to be given out for free. After we are sure players have had plenty of time to find the right server for them, we will later make server transfer tokens available for purchase in the store. We will give notice ahead of time when tokens are changing to a paid service. Got it. General. Implemented final pieces of... Oh, so now we're into the actual patch notes. Final pieces of server transfer framework. Added improvements to the world selection UI. Added clearer messaging when the player is kicked due to going AFK or violating EIC. Added clearer messaging when stacked discounts are present, such as territory standing and faction discounts on property taxes. That's good. Implemented backend changes to help our team investigate concerns around the client performance in war. Cool. So they're added ways for them to monitor and keep track of wars. That's good. Adjusted the respawn timer on Botswana Ambrose and various other elite enemies throughout the world. In the depths, players must now be in the arena to damage Thorpe. You're able to stand outside of it and damage Thorpe. That's funny. I know you could throw in, like, heals in one of the areas, but yeah. An error message now appears when players attempt to buy their own items in the trading post. That's good, because, yeah. Dr. Pepper is life chat. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag wouldn't mind being sponsored. Reverting a chest loot change from update 1.02 that was causing too many refining reagents to roll from chests. Yeah, so refining reagents were dropping like a motherfucker. Adjust the volume on the Amazon game splash screen. So, by the way, buy up all the cheap refining agents right now when you're in game, because there's going to be a lot less. If you got the spare money, buy them and sit on them for a week. Armor is limited to 1 skill perk per piece. So now armor can't have... So you can't have a skill like having both the, powder burn enhancement on the armor and the omnidirectional invade on the same piece of armor. Don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if it rolls, you can only pick one thing either way. If it rolls, you get lucky, and that's now just a god tier roll for your specific thing. But on the other side of that, I guess this does open it up so that way if you are specifically rolling and picking Like, I'm using omnidirectional evade as an example because that's something that I will be crafting with for my high-end gear to make sure that I get one piece with that. Then it opens up to actually have the other perks roll. So I guess that's okay. I think I like that. We'll see. I think I like that. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you think. I feel like that overall is a good thing for in-game crafting gear. Because if you're crafting omnidirectional evade onto a piece of item, you don't want it to then randomly roll a Great Axe perk, skill perk, onto it. So I guess I think that's overall is good. I think that's good. Theory crafting. Added general performance improvements for visual artifacts and graphic settings. Cool. Dyes are now removed from items upon trade with a warning message present. So you can't trade. So if you dyed something a certain color, it'll revert back to its standard form when you trade it to said other person. Do I get the dye back? Can I then put it on other things? I mean, it kind of makes... I don't see why. I'm wondering what made them decide to do this. I don't see how it's either here or there. I guess some people were getting, like, gear, and then it was dyed, like, a strange, funny color, but couldn't you just remove the dye in the settings of that item if you got it and you didn't like the dye color? I just don't know what the reasoning... Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning is behind that change. Maybe there's something in game code and all that was fucking up the trade and making things weird. Maybe it was a duplication thing. Like, yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. Like, yeah, selling gear in a certain color or something like that. But anyways, the time to declare war timer now. Visually pause to make clear when an invasion is imminent but not yet scheduled. Thank you, fucking Jesus. I've only been bitching about this since literally before the game launched. Okay, just at me next time in some of these bug fixes, Amazon, so that way I can, you know, get some of the credit I deserve for that thing. You know, it's okay. I know you guys are watching my Twitter. It's okay. You don't have to be shy. Territory remains in a conflict state after invasions and war can be declared. Cool. Bug fixes. Tier 4 and Tier 5 Azoth staves are now fixed. Is that in the patch notes, Patterland, the faction cap token? We'll see. Fixed an issue causing the abandoning event notification to persist. Yay! Not that it ever bothered me. It bothered you guys all in chat a lot more than it bothered me. I didn't fucking notice it half the time. Housing UI issue. The UI will now correctly show that property taxes are subject to the full price of the home and not impacted by the first-time home buyer discount. Okay. Fixed issues with early game spawning. The Watchtower respawn point is replaced by the settlement after it has been discovered. Players no longer incorrectly respawn at a Watchtower after selecting to respawn at a settlement. That's cool. That did happen to me a couple times when I was, like, near, out, like, running around in early game. Like, around there after I'd been to town, like, I couldn't respawn at the town. It wanted to throw me at the settlement constantly. And I know that was an issue for a lot of us back in beta, too, when we were doing PvP fights out away from First Light, like, by the fort. We would end up respawning, like, forced to respawn at the settlement, not the town. Fixed various localization issues throughout the game. Fixed an issue where not all items for town projects were consumed when completing the mission. Maybe, Patterland, I don't know. Resolved login errors that prevented players from accessing their character. That would have pissed me off. Fixed an issue that caused arena keys to not drop as intended. That's good, because arena is one of the end-game things that should be dropping. Fixed the issue that caused the runic bear armor to not be appropriately dyed during wars. Fix a pet placement issue. Pets placed in an otherwise empty house now remain in the home after the player logs out instead of returning the pet to the player's inventory. That's kind of funny. The pet just didn't want to be in the house alone. What's wrong with that? I feel like that's endearing. I think that's adorable. AP Southeast servers now display the correct time zone in-game. Fix an issue with titles. Player titles and achievements now appear as intended. The achievement tab properly updates when a new achievement is earned. Yeah, so that's nice. A lot of these, so I'm going to just come out and say, a lot of these that I'm reading are fixes of things that have been a problem since, like, the beta, and these are just being... I'd say over half of these are just they've been working on since the beta, and they're just now rolling it out because they have the fixes for them. Fix an issue that caused company invites to persist after decline accept. Fix an issue that caused Raja spawns to stack forever. One big cat at a time, please. Speculative fixes. Fixes listed below are tentative fixes and mitigations. Our goal is to get these changes out and see if issues persist so we can continue to work on them and address in a future update. See, for all you guys that were saying, like, hot fixes and things like that, do they need, like, notes for that? This is all I'm asking. Like, hot fix things like this. You don't need a full patch notes, but, like, this is something that can be covered on, like, Twitter or other things like that. It's like hot fix type of stuff. Call it speculative fixes. Like, hey, we're trying to fix this. We're going to see if this works. Work to fix an issue where wars and invasions kicked off earlier than scheduled. Work to fix an issue where not all settlement stations upgrade as intended when town projects are completed. Players should no longer become stuck when entering or exiting an instance. If a player reconnects and the character is dead, respawn screen is open with respawn options. Players who are currently stuck need to contact customer support to have their character unstuck. Got it. So here's one glaring thing that I see missing here that has been an issue since beta. They have a lot of UI fixes and changes. Why is the map UI for the refining benches not correct? Still. I feel like that's got to be an easier fix. Like, I feel like that's just a variable number thing. Like, it's got to be, you know, instead of set, because, like, just change the integer, like, you know, from 2 to 4 to 3 to 5, because that's what refining is, or 2 to 5. Like, I don't, like I said, I'm not in this, I don't know how much of the rules are, but I feel like since that's been a thing since beta, I feel like that is probably should be one of the easier fixes, because obviously it's working for the crafting benches. I feel like the same coding should work for the refining benches. I mean, am I wrong? I could be wrong, but I feel like the crafting benches represent the correct tier. The refining benches are all one tier lower than they should be. So to me, that means that just in the coding for it or whatever, just the integer value is at like a -1. And I feel like that should be an easier fix. That should have been able to be fixed by now. Because that's also screwing all of us that are refining towns over, because it's like, there's no tier 5 stonecutter. Yes, there is. It's in Morningdale. Oh, it says it's tier 4. If it's tier 4, it means it's tier 5. But why am I having to explain? Like, there's so many people that don't realize that. Like, why? The other thing is there's no fixes for war in any of this. You notice. There's implemented backend changes to help our team investigate concerns about war. But as of right now, and as of this patch, war is still going to be a shit show. Which is unfortunate. You know, they did the ninja updates with the AoEs. Because those weren't in the last patch notes update, unless they updated from when I read them. Here, let's see. New World Update 1.02. It's just bug fixes. Yeah, and no, like, general fixes. Faction mission, yeah. I remember, yeah, all this. Yeah. So, like, these weren't, like, bugs or whatever. Like, those were just, like, this is a lot of, like, fixes, not actual changes, like the general, like, changes or balances or things like that. They haven't done, like, any of that. Like, the change to how AoE works in wars and how it doesn't stack and all that kind of stuff is something they just ninja did. Don't even have an article posted about it or anything like that. I don't know. That's the patch notes. Take from it what you may. I mean, overall, good changes, needed changes. Still need some other stuff though. Biggest things: Azos staff being able to close the high-end portals, and server transfers going live. Those are the main things from this. All the other stuff is kind of smaller stuff that got fixed, in my opinion. Oh, and the time to declare war timer now being on there. Those are probably the three big TLDR changes of here. A lot of other kind of smaller things like that. And buy the market up of refining reagents and just sit on it for like a week. You know, and then it's gonna go to the moon. But yeah, that's it. That's all of them. So cool. YouTube land. Thanks for hanging out, because I'm posting this to YouTube right after this. So hope you enjoyed it. I'll do a little TLDR at the beginning. So yeah. I'll catch you guys later.